Sup, my name is Ryu for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Many of you, well, a few of you, asked me to do a prediction list. I'm actually going to do a little mix. I'm going to give you a prediction list, and I'm going to basically just create a little discussion over it. So, there's only about 5 days into the new list, so I want you guys to post down below what exactly you think Konami will do. The big thing on everyone's mind is if Konami will do the OCG thing. I don't believe they will. It's kind of hard to believe they will. I think we're in for meta nuke because everything that's coming up can't compete with everything that's out there right now. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be hit. Necrots are a big thing of this, and they're part of the freaking video that I'm just going to kick off. So, Jin released her rituals. As much as I love this card and its abuse in many of ritual decks, in all honesty, if it's not just stopping the gameplay itself, it's stopping other ritual decks from taking off and being able to be played. So fuck that, get it out of the game, right? It's easy enough to play around hypothetically, but if you don't draw into those outs, you can't win the game ability from the game. So bad for the game, needs to go. I think that's the only thing we're really going to see banned, in all honesty. I don't think there's really anything else that needs it right now. I know some of you probably disagree with that. It's okay. For Necrots, I feel the biggest and best hit you could possibly give them is going to be Necrot Cycle at Limited. It's going to be the thing that puts them down. That and Unicorn. I would also probably say lower Brio, but if we lower Brio, then you have to boost up Prepper Rights. Because it's just basically an equal balancer. Yes, you'll get Brio quicker. The point is not that. The point is with Prepper Rights, at least then the deck has some competitive edge, can still be played, and the ritual decks coming up are not really harmed by, loss of Senju or Manju or Prepper Rights. They have every opportunity to rise up as a deck. So that's something in my mind to switch around would be Necrot Cycle, Unicorn to 1, and possibly Brio to 1. Everyone says Trish to 1. They only play 1. It's not... If you're going to hit Trish, you need to ban the shit out of the bitch, okay? Let's be honest here. They only ever play 1. Some people will play 2. Most will play 1. You need to fucking send that shit to hell. If you really want it gone, it needs to be banned. I honestly don't think it's ban worthy, so leave it alone. Cycle, best of the freaking, Necrot's ritual spells, hence I'm targeting it. Unicorn, pretty much a giant out to a lot of things that the deck normally wouldn't be able to have outs to, so only having 1 makes it have to force play other things. And Prepper Rights back at 3 with Brio at 1 allows the shift of the meta. It allows the deck to still be played without exactly murdering it, and at the same time it helps the ritual decks coming up. Now, the one big what the fuck status one that I want to throw out there is going to be Trishulia, the Ice Barrier Dragon. And my main reason behind this is I can see Konami doing it only to promote sales of the Synchron deck that much further. The Synchron deck is amazing. Trust me, it's going to be absolutely amazing to see Quasar every single match. In all honesty, we have a lot more outs to Quasar than we ever did, so I'm okay with it. But back to the point. It's something I could see Konami doing. It's the right time. It's out in OCG. OCG really doesn't have a problem with it. I don't think we would either. We have a lot of cards that basically can poop on it now that we didn't have when it was first legal. So I think it's a good enough time to bring this shit back. I wanted to say Chaos Emperor Dragon, but again, there's nothing in the pipeline that shows a Chaos Emperor Dragon reprint where you can errata it, so we're going to leave that alone for right now. So, you take out Necrots, what's left? Burning Abyss, Satellar Knights, Shaddolls. Those 3 decks will need to be hit in order for other decks to start rising. So for Shaddolls, El Shaddol Fusion, it's the best fusion. Put it limited. Simple as that. Not going to kill the deck, but enough to slow the deck down just a little bit. Slap on the wrist. I would say Construct, but I don't really have an issue with Construct. Again, we have Ghost Ogre, the Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit. I think that's going to rise up in playability. And it's just something that we can leave alone right now. I think El Shaddol Fusion hit would be the perfect hit for them. It slows them down. It brings them down to a more playable thing. And it just feels right. For Burning Abyss, because they will rise up in power without, any limits, I would say Graf and Sir. Mainly because of the loops they do and Dante plays they make. Those are the 2 I would hit. That or probably limit or semi-limit Dante, but it kind of seems stupid to semi-limit Dante when Dante is the money card and it's going to be reprinted in Megatins. So I would hit these two little fuckers first and probably put Tour Guide back at 3. Some of you are going to instantly hate me. I mean, my whole thing is, if you take something away from a deck, you want to give it something else, and that's just kind of my standpoint, so you sue me. For Satellar Knights, I kind of want to say Altair to 2. I'm not really a big problem. It's not really a big problem in my eyes for me. It's just that it brings the Neb back, hence why. It's not the Wolfbark case where you're giving up your normal summon and not plussing off of it. So it's definitely something that needs to happen currently, because they will rise up because of all the back row. That's one thing. I would say Triviera being the other because of all the bouncing it does and the loops it can cause. That's just my standpoint on it. I don't really have too much of a problem with Satellar Knights. Their counter trap card is really good. I kind of want to limit it because I'm a little pissed that my Infernity Barrier is still at 1, but I'm letting it slide, so, you know, it is what it is. If they need more hits, I would say Reinforcements Army down to 1 because, hey, heroes, we have E-Call. We don't really give a shit, you know what I mean? Just swap out the Rotos for E-Calls, problem solved. But for, you know, Satellar Knights, it would just slow them down just a little bit because they got a lot of search power, so. To finish off my semi-limits, I'm going to throw out a random card here and say Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Not because I want it, more because it seems like a Konami move. Red Eyes is coming up. They want to promote the shit out of it. How do you promote the shit out of it? You put Red Eyes Darkness Metal back at, 2. Now, keep in mind that Dragon Rulers are gone. So that's one giant power problem there. The only thing I could see coming back from it, and I'm saying this from my own vice, is Chaos Dragons. You know, rising up to meta status. It's kind of hard to say they rise up to meta status because of all the back row, but you never know. They were a very, very spam fucky deck. So I'm kind of don't want to see it because I like the way my Chaos Dragons are currently. I don't really have an issue with it. It just seems like a Konami thing if they do it. So 3. I want to say Chaos Sorcerer and Dragon Ravine and Darkstrike Fighter. It just seems like things that maybe is Darkstrike Fighter still limited? I think it's still limited. If I'm mistaken, just ignore it. But it's definitely something that would be nice to see is those two, come off the list. I will throw out for my Insector friends, Insector Hornet, because I don't have a problem with Hornet. I have my problem with Dragonfly. And like I said earlier in the video, there are a lot of outs to a lot of things right now because of Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbit. If we got a reprint of that eventually, it's going to help, just curb the deck a little bit more. But it allows the deck to be more playable, so I'm okay with having Hornet back at 2 or 3, and then, just work its way back up the list. I believe that's the majority what I written down to say to you guys. I wanted to also mention Sheen back at 3. We have Void Ogre Dragon at 3, and 6 Samurais don't really do anything. So, it's okay to give them back a little bit of power. Now, things I am not mentioning in this video because of reasons I'm going to go into in a second here. The ever so potent Heavy Storm. Some people don't like when I say Heavy Storm, I understand. I just don't see Konami pushing Heavy Storm yet. I know, it seems weird for me to say that. We have the anti-spell arrows that are basically a mini Cold Wave. And Konami wants to push that, Duelist pack. So if they don't bring back Heavy Storm and that card rises up in popularity, that sells boxes because people are trying to pull more and put them on the market. And if, there's none on the market, you're going to have to buy a box, or people are going to have to open a box, which is good for Konami because, hey, more sales. It just seems like a very, very Konami thing to do. I don't think Vanity's Emptiness is going to be banned. I don't think it should be banned. If anything, I think it's fine where it is. The 1 is fine. But in conjunction with Jin release or rituals, it's a pain in the ass that needs to go. Like, not Vanity's Emptiness, the Jin. Not D-Jin, I said Jin. The Jin needs to go. Because it's just, the two of them together locks you out from playing. It's like, okay, for Vanities, you could just play Raigeki Dark Hole, MST, something that's going to, hell, even Breaker the Magic fucking Warrior. But when it comes to Jin, you have to play Book of Moon or Book of Eclipse, and it's like, okay, Book of Moon's good. That's 1 out of 40. Book of Eclipse, that's 3 copies tops. So, you know what I mean? Kind of a pain in the ass thing. But looking forward to the future for what Konami has for the next couple of months. Synchrons, Red Eyes, tunes, very, very exciting stuff. They're going to want to push some of this stuff. I don't know what they really want to do with the meta right now because it kind of just needs that good shakeup. I mean, can you just imagine that there's like random decks topping every single like event? How freaking different that would be just for like one format at least. That's kind of what I'm trying to push here too. But Trishulia back at 1 would be interesting. Not the Necrots one, the Synchro one, because it would be interesting to say the least. I think it's a good shake-up for the game. We'll see how it plays out. Anyway, leave your predictions down below. You guys requested this video, so I did it for you. Love you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys later on the next one. And tomorrow will probably be a dual video or stock market. I'm not fully sure. Depends how my voice is, because if you can hear it, I'm on severe cold medicine to deal with this crap. So thank you guys. I'll catch you later. Peace.